Hey guys, welcome back to Ass Hat Podcast. Your special host, Bat32. I've been meaning to make a video for a while, and I got a chance to sit down and do a handful today, and this is the first of them that you'll see from me. And today we're covering Tom Savini's 1988 Grand Illusions trading card set. I talked to Newt about this. He wasn't aware of these. I was not either until I ran across them on eBay. It's like one of those things, like, you don't know you want it until you know exists. So these came out in 1988. It looks like Tom Savini put them out in Fantaco Enterprises. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing these came out when the Grand Illusions books came out, maybe the second one. I'm not really sure. So the first card, this is a complete set. The first card is Tom Savini. Back in the 90s, because I remember Tom Savini had a website where he would talk about his projects, and you could also buy like an 8x10 and certain select 8x10s. And he would autograph it and send you it. And I remember this photo was on there, and I never knew what film that was from, but it says this was some makeup he did, Halloween 1987. Everett Burrell and Tom Savini did this makeup just for, I'm guessing, just for the hell of it. So that kind of brings a little perspective on where that photo came from, because I think this was one of the 8x10s you could actually get signed by Tom on his website, if I recall correctly. And I always held out because I wanted to meet the man. I never got to meet the guy. But that's okay, because if you get this set and it's actually complete, here, I'll show you guys. We'll go through them, though. But if you get this set and it's actually complete, it actually comes with a Tom Savini autograph card. It's number 61. And the image on it is Tom Savini hanging out in his workshop with all of his creations hanging around him. And I've seen this photo before, but so yeah, I mean, I kind of held out because I wanted to meet the guy, and I never got a chance to meet the guy. And I ended up picking up this set, and it got the Tom Savini autograph too. So from what I understand, the card has, the set is complete if you have 65 cards, and that includes the checklists, and those checklists have images. But basically what these are, I'm going to kind of run through them here. Let me set them like this. They're like picture, set pictures on the different films that he was working on. And you guys probably will recognize some of them. And you might not recognize any of them if you're not a horror fan or Tom Savini fan. But yeah, these are more like gore photos, more detailed effects too as well. Effects photos on him making zombies up. What I seen here was from like Creep Show, Friday the 13th Part 6, Day of the Dead. This one I was not familiar with, actually. This image here, which is, it says, young Chinese actress loses face in Scared to Death, Hong Kong production. It must have been some Hong Kong film that Tom was working on. And we get Dr. Tong from Day of the Dead. He's probably my favorite zombie from Day of the Dead. I know he's probably a lot of people's. This is really detailed. I should have bought this set because I always wanted to see for years. I mean, the VHS, and I don't even know. Maybe that DVD wasn't as good. It was decent. You could see it a little more detailed, but until this has come out like on HD, you really couldn't see it detailed, except for this photo here has it. And I'm, I think these photos, I think there's a whole how-to on how to do Dr. Tongue up in one of the Grand Illusions too as well. So it might have been better in there. I know they've done some later printings of the Grand Illusions books, and there's a recent one that's includes book 1 and 2. And I've heard that I don't know if Savini licensed that or he gave the okay, put his stamp on it, but what I've read on that one is that The paper is like newspaper, and it's like you can see through it, and the printing is just not good at all. And a lot of people bought it for, to study it for effects, and they can't even see the images. They're so terrible. So if you picked up that book, pick up this set of this set of cards, because maybe some of the images in there are a little bit better. Oh yeah, just like tons of gore shots. I asked, I wanted to check with Newt if this was okay, so he said that gore is okay on his page, but nudity is not. So that's very. Hey, Newt, you're in there with the 1980s, 1990s censors. They were okay with violence, but not so much with TNA. And so some more Day of the Dead stuff here. I'm going to try to go through them as quickly as I can, because there's 60-some cards here. 65 to be exact. Just some great behind the scenes. And again, a lot of this stuff I've seen on the internet, and I'm sure that Tom put a lot of it on his website back in the day. I'm also trying to flip the cards here so they kind of stay organized in order. I know that the Day of the Dead production, because there was a lot more detailed. This is for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The different heads were the frat boy and his buddy are out running the roads, drinking and shooting their gun. This is where he gets his head sawed in Chainsaw 2, if you guys remember. We got this fella here. I would say these cards are pretty mint. They weren't. I was just looking for something complete and them decent looking. What's that one from? I don't remember that. The Brain Appliance makeup on Stacy Foster for Monkey Shines. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because she gets having brain surgery. I think it's a dream or something. Maybe that's the one. I can't remember. What's this from? Oh, yeah. Okay. Raoul awaits his cue from the movie Creepshow. I like what he's got on the back here, too. This is great. So I'm sorry if you guys can't see these great. I'm just trying to get through the video. We're already almost 8 minutes in, and I'm not even halfway through the deck yet, so this one here, kind of got to go back and forth, and this one is for making Ari Lehman up as Jason for the role in Friday the 13th Part 1. I was wondering if there was some Part 1 picks in here. I quickly went through the deck when I got it. I just want to make sure everything was there, but I didn't really get detailed on all of the cards when I looked them over. So again, we're just going to kind of try to go through them here. That's on Tom's Tales from the Dark Side episode. Ooh. Phantom of the Opera mask, sculpted by Tom, is shown in progress. I don't know if he ever got to use that. And this is the Creep, Tom doing his makeup. He's partially done up for the Creep and Creepshow Part 2. I love that one. I love how that stuff jumps into animation, too. There's with his daughter, who's now, she's around my age, I think, and this was back in the day. I seen the Smoke and Mirrors documentary, and she said she's in it, and she says she was never afraid of the boogeyman because her dad was the boogeyman, and yeah. You got Tom as your dad doing all these gory makeup effects. I highly doubt you're going to be afraid of that kind of stuff, because your dad's going to show you how it's all put together. You're going to know, that's blood tubing going up there. That's not real, and he'll show you how the illusion is actually done to where you're not afraid, which is, I always thought Tom's stuff was cool. You know, like he's always willing to show everyone, like, hey, this is how it's done. This is the magic, and it kind of makes it to where the kids aren't really afraid of it. I think it's kind of cool what he's done over the years. Actually, I don't know if other effects artists are, you know, were so happy about it and back then, because I know some of the stuff was like trade secrets and they were kind of tight on sharing it, and just like any industry. But Tom, he's always been. I've never seen him get into showing you how the detailed building of the animatronics and stuff were. So some of those trade secrets were hidden, but I know Tom had no problem providing people on how to make realistic blood and, you know, casting and stuff like that. So it's always been very cool, and I've yet to meet the man either. It's too bad. I haven't been at any conventions where he happens to be at, which is saying a lot considering Tom's at almost every convention in America, unless they're simultaneously going on, and I'm sure he would try to be in 4 places at once if he could. Greg Nicotero's Severed Head from Day of the Dead. If you watch Scream Greats Volume 1, Greg talks about that and tells a little story about bringing the head home. You know, a lot of these are just like, it looks like photos. A lot of people may not know. A lot of people probably do know, though. Tom was a photographer in Vietnam. So, you know, he's got photography experience. And I'm guessing these are a lot of photos he took while working on some of this stuff. We're almost there. We're getting there. I've never done anything. I never really collected cards to complete sets or anything. So I don't really have anything like this in my collection, but I thought this was just too cool to not pick up. Jeez. Trying to maneuver them here. That one's cool. I don't think I've ever seen that one. What's that from? Hong Kong. An articulated mask for Scared to Death. Mask Up. That's another. I have not seen this Scared to Death. I'm going to have to check this film out now. These cards are... obviously, like I said, when I got them, I didn't really sit down and look at the backs or anything like that. And... I just kind of went through them and was like, okay, cool. And here's Chop Top, Bill Mosley. And it says, plate head makeup on Bill Mosley for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. A sterling silver plate was used. So it gives you a little details. I don't know if I think that's talked about on the, on one of the, the behind the scenes documentaries for, Chainsaw, but I can't remember if Tom was on there and got into the details of creating Chop Top or not. But Tom with fake tongue or something. Oh, is this maybe for Creep Show? Some of the prototype silicone tongue made for Stephen King from the movie Creep Show. And for Stephen King's character. I think that's Grandpa. A zombie there from Day of the Dead. Yeah. Lizzie. And that was him working on that. That was his episode that he directed, so... Mask for Chainsaw 2, Leatherface's mask. Here's Tom from Knight Riders. Looks like he's trying his outfit on. What do you think, ladies? Yeah, quite the ladies, man. I love his role in that. He's just such a pimp in that movie. Just gets all the girls. Gets to be king at the end. Here's George with what's that? Fluffy from Creepshow. George Romero and Fluffy at the cast party for Creepshow. That is cool, man. Tom with some vampire, all vamped out. Him working on a zombie there. Or for Creepshow action. Oh, that's for Creepshow. What am I thinking? Ted Danson. Actor Ted Danson is being prepared for his role in George Romero's Creepshow. I don't think I've ever seen that photo before. Maybe that's in Grand Illusions. Sorry about the glare, guys. My camera here pushes out another light. It kind of helps, actually, because there's not enough light here. So it helps illuminate things. There's Tom and the demon outfit. Another rare photo of Tom in his demon makeup for Halloween 1987. It wasn't rare after a while during the late 90s and through the 2000s because Tom, I think that was a regular photo on Tom's table too as well. And, of course, from Creepshow again. Raoul RC controlled plus cable operated skeleton from Creepshow. Tom and George at Tom's shop. I don't know where this is from. Creepshow? Conferring with George Romero over the shoulder, losing his head in Day of the Dead. That was quite a lot of effects work he had to do on that film. Tom making his own head up. Is this, yes, the shotgun head for Maniac. Rubber self-likeness of Tom for shotgun scene in Maniac. Alright, so we've got a checklist card here, which has a checklist of apparently 62 cards. So a complete is 62 cards. With the checklist, it's 65. Number 61 is the autograph card. Demon 3 is 62. There's Tom. Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. It's number 60. I think some of these are mixed. Oh, cool. So this is his daughter reading Grand Illusions. And it says, if you like special makeup effects, you'll love Tom Savini's Grand Illusions, only $9.95. Plus $2.50 shipping and handling. Send check or money order to Imagine Inc. P.O. Box 9674, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 15226. Wow, that was cheap back then. God. And then here's a Fantaco card. 1978 to 1988 special edition. And, of course, the autograph card you guys got to see earlier. And, I was talking to Newt about this, and, this was like the thing in the 2000s. I think they still do it pretty heavy, autograph cards and stuff like that. But I think Tom and this company here were maybe some of the first, these cards, because, I don't remember there being autograph cards. And I don't remember seeing these either, for that matter. So if there were if these were floating around my area, I don't think I ever saw them. And then Tom reading Deep Red. It's the Land of the Dead issue. Or Day of the Dead, I'm sorry, Land of the Dead. Combat Shock. Yep, Interview with Savini. Lovecraft. That is not even a numbered card, so that's even bonus. So this is really, I don't know what card this is, because it's not, it's for these books, I guess. Grand Illusions, Complete Night of the Living Dead film book, Dick Smith's Do-It-Yourself Monster Makeup book, How to Create a Financially Successful Haunted House, Forrest J. Ackerman's Famous Monsters of Filmland, Voodoo Dawn Hardbound. Yeah, wow. And then the last card is the books, all the books you can get, I guess, all these different film books. I don't know if they were involved with putting those out. And these are more books. Deep Red, Fantaco. Well, that was the Tom Savini card set here, guys. I hope you liked it. It was an extremely long video, but I got to go over all the cards, and we got to look at some of the backs. Thanks for joining me, and keep an eye out. I should have some other videos up here soon, and thanks for watching.